Look, all of this to say that, there's always something that we can do and take out of these negative experiences, these failures, if you want to call them that. Hey, you and me, we got something in common. This is our journey. And we're going to go through the ups, the downs, and everything that comes with that, but we are going to learn from each other. My name is Michael Costa, and I am a growing photographer. Hey folks, how you doing? My name is Michael Costa, and I am a growing photographer. Welcome to my video. Today, we're going to talk about failure. Now, depending on what your relationship with failure is, might not be worth it to watch this video. If it doesn't affect you much and you kind of just learn more from it than you linger in it, this isn't the video for you, I guess. But good news for you is that there's a whole bunch of other video content on my channel, so, it's the subscribe thing. But if these little failures, these little hiccups, speed bumps along the way, if they dictate how and when you create content as a creative, we gotta talk about it. For me, it's kind of a weird relationship that I have with failure. You see, it doesn't necessarily have to do with other people's opinions of me when those hiccups, speed bumps, all the words I used before come up. The issue is more so that I eat away at my own confidence and perception of self-worth. When something doesn't turn out the way that I want it to, whether that is a client gig, a photo shoot, a video project, whatever it is, I find that a couple things can start to happen. One, do what I've been doing, which is, let's be honest, pretty much nothing on this channel. So now that negativity that I pretty much self-manufactured is dictating how frequently I create. The other thing that it can do is influence how you create or what you create. Psst, they both suck. We are creative because it's fun to create, and what we make initially is that unique, special sauce that kind of keeps that gauge at full. The moment we start to throttle back from creating or allow others to dictate what we should be creating, I find there's another ripple effect that can happen. The first thing is confusion. But Mr. Costa. Yes, Timmy? How could you be more confused about doing less of something? It is weird, Timmy. But here's the thing. The less you do something, the less tied to it you are. So, the less tied to it you are, the less you're going to care about it. Going from something that you couldn't live without to something that you haven't done in a while and seemingly barely care about right now in this moment, it's quite confusing. So you might start to doubt your ability to know what you want, when in reality, you should have just kept the knot tight and kicked anybody that came near it with scissors down a flight of stairs. Well, okay, weird flex, but I get it. Can I go to the bathroom now? That's the third time this hour, Timmy. I think you're gonna have to keep it in your pants for the rest of the video. The other thing that it can do, though, is really fuel imposter syndrome. Now, that's something that a lot of us creatives face, especially when you're heading into the business side of creative. Now, what is imposter syndrome? Well, it is basically you not believing that you're good enough to be doing the thing that you're doing. The simplest way for me to put it. So let me ask you this. How are we supposed to make creative content when we're lacking inspiration? How can we be inspired when we let in negativity? It's like a virus. It consumes your mind. I don't know about you guys. I'm done with viruses. Now look, I call myself the growing photographer for blatantly obvious reasons that I think the title already suggests. I'm learning, I'm trying a bunch of stuff, I'm feeling a bunch of stuff, and I just want to come here and vocalize it because this is a burden that's on my chest right now, and it's got to be one that's on a bunch of yours too. COVID has done this thing where it's kind of put these walls in a place where there usually aren't any. You talk about creativity as having the ability to think outside the box and to create something that people wouldn't have otherwise made or thought of. And so COVID has done this thing, especially during lockdowns, where you can't go to that place, you can't do that thing. You're getting a lot of no's, and they're not no's that you can just say, hey, you know, don't worry about it, I got this. They're no's that are like, here's a fine and here's a virus. And I guess I look at this channel as an open journal that we can all look at and reflect on together. Now, with that being said, how useful would the journal really be if there weren't some like general guesstimates as to what you should do next? Not very effective, I suppose. I'd prefer that you stop talking. Look, when I forgot the camera triggers for my strobes during my very first studio client gig, it really sucked and I was pretty scared, but honestly, after 15 minutes I had found a solution. I pulled back the curtains and asked the model to get closer to the window. When I had my first ever yeah, you know, not quite what we had envisioned, but you know, we looked at the photos. We're not going to be using them. We're not. They're not even close to being what we wanted. So if you could send us our product back, that would be great. Please just never contact us again. From a client, it hurt, but I knew going forward that I had to listen a lot more to what the client wanted and was saying to me. Look, all of this to say that, you know, there's always something that we can do and take out of these negative experiences, these failures, if you want to call them that. But the rest of it is this weird, strange, confusing, dark, wasteful energy. It just waits to be consumed and followed as we try to navigate our way through our creative journey. Ultimately, I think that if we can build a really fine filter that, you know, only gives us what we need and then kind of just strains out the rest of the bad stuff, I think we're well on our way. Thank you for watching this video though. You know, if you've watched this small video box for however long the video ends up being and you learned something, that I ask that you please at least consider subscribing. That's all I can ask for. But until next time, my name is Michael Costa. We're growing photographers, and I'll catch you on the next one.